Tomorrow, the focus everybody's going to be talking about is the heat. We have an extreme heat warning tomorrow, as heat indices will be in the 110 to 115 range. Now, where that does become dangerous is that some folks are sandbagging outside of the hurricane risk reduction system. You are going to get some higher water levels. And so those areas where folks are maybe trying to prepare a bit, use caution. It is going to be a very hot day tomorrow, because note, on the northern side of the storm, that's what we are going to be getting tomorrow. There is, while some passing clouds, still plenty of sunny breaks in there. And in fact, we might see a lot of the cloud cover that is there now dissipate as more dry air and stronger wind shear start pushing a lot of the rainfall even farther south of the center. That's where it is right now. And in fact, you might have heard a term we've used a couple of times here, decoupling. This is the surface level low. You can almost see in the radar imagery here a little spin there. That's not a new center trying to form. That is the mid-level low. So basically, if you look at this in the atmosphere, it's kind of getting tilted. It's being tilted down toward the south because of that strong wind shear. So as it moves towards southeast Louisiana, it is going to be weakening. The winds will be at about 50 miles an hour, and most of those will be associated with the stronger storms offshore and continue to weaken as it makes its way toward Texas. That wind shear, dry air is playing a huge role in the future of this storm. And as mentioned, the wind shear is only going to increase as it nears the Louisiana coastline. So while it is a little bit more deformed, we should have called this one Jimothy, because it is a little bit more deformed. It's going to be even more so as it approaches by tomorrow. So this is not a perfect model, but it does show the indication that the heaviest of the rain is going to be far removed from the center as it makes its way toward the coast tomorrow. And in fact, I've got our rain chances tomorrow at about 40%. May get some passing showers at times, but also notice here during the day, plenty of sunshine breaking through. That's why it is going to be a hot one. And as far as the high rainfall totals, 10, 15 inches, as even these unorganized tropical systems can still be associated with a bulk of rain, that all stays offshore. And most of our modeling has actually decreased the rainfall totals that we see, about 1/4 of an inch or maybe a bit more across the North Shore, Mississippi, south of the lake, metro area, 1/4 of an inch to an inch. Your higher totals are going to be right at the coast and farther south. Now, we have had a few showers and thunderstorms roll through during the day today, so even kind of the somewhat associated moisture with Bertha does pass through. Again, these are still tropical systems, and so they can be at times heavy rainmakers, and we'll be watching for that potential tomorrow, but the risk of any kind of widespread flooding issues is just not there. And in terms of the winds, they're going to be more so confined with the strongest along the storms themselves. That'll be offshore. So this wind field that you see here is going to be falling apart, and keep in mind that the stronger winds are going to be more offshore. So wind gusts tomorrow, 30 to maybe 40 miles an hour at the most. It'll be a windy day and certainly breezy or winds gusting higher at times during the day on Wednesday and tapering off by Thursday, but certainly nothing that we haven't dealt with within some thunderstorms that we tend to get. And here's a look at the potential storm surge totals. Some of the highest obviously going to be in the Biloxi Marsh and extreme eastern Orleans Parish and southeastern St. Tammany. So around the Pearlington area in Hancock County, Eden Isles, that is where we could see about 3 feet above ground level. Maybe a few areas in the western part of Lake Pontchartrain. The light blue that you see a bit more widespread, that's a foot over ground level, and that's what most of our area will see, especially as you go west of the mouth of the river. So storm surge numbers don't look to be nearly as high either. So what to expect? Gusty winds, some passing storms during the day on Wednesday, limited flood threat inland from rainfall, and then we could see some coastal flooding with minor storm surge, especially east of the river, and extreme heat for our Wednesday, as we will be under an extreme heat warning, as those heat indices, again, feeling more like 110 to 115. So if you are trying to go out and maybe clean up a little bit, although I don't think that's going to be a major issue, just keep in mind the heat tomorrow, as we're not going to even have much in the way of cooling rainfall. We'll keep our weather impact alert up till early Thursday. Once the center of Bertha is gone, we are done, and then dry and hot heading into this coming weekend.